Dana here. Welcome to Sew Learn Create. I'm so glad you joined us today. And if you like our content, be sure you subscribe. Today we'll be making a car coaster, and if you sew it all, you begin to have scraps. And this project is a great scrap buster because it only takes a small amount of fabric. You put it in your car cup holder, and it's reversible, so you can make it any fun fabrics of anything you like. So let's get started. For today's project, the car coaster, the first thing you'll need to do is make a pattern, and you'll want to choose some different diameter circles from your house, either cups or we've got a can and a cozy, and you'll want to just trace around and make a paper pattern. And the reason you'll want to do that is because you'll want to take it out to your car. Once you cut out that circle and make it a little more round. Cut out that circle, place it in your car cup holder to make sure it fits. So you may have to try a couple of different things because you'll be using the whole piece of fabric. There's no seam allowance it's turned. So whatever size circle you have is whatever size the coaster will be. So you'll need that. And my coaster for my car measures right at 3 inches. And I don't know if they're standard, so you always want to check before you do it. And then you'll need some fabric. And today I'm going to use this Zap and Wow fabric to make coasters for my cameraman. And that's the one he chose. So you'll need a top and a bottom, because remember it's reversible. So you need a top and a bottom fabric cut with your circle, and then you'll need 2 pieces for each coaster. You'll need 2 pieces of batting. And you don't want to use felt because this is washable and felt will not wash well. So it needs to be batting. And you can find that at your local craft store. It's quilt batting, and you can buy it by the yard, so you can buy just a small amount if you need it. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to cut your 2 circles. Then you're going to take your backing, your back side, you're going to lay it face down, so pretty side down. Put your 2 pieces of batting on top, and then put your top fabric and line all that up. And then I'm going to clip it because I don't want it to shift on me when I start sewing. So we're going to just clip it all the way around. Then when we go to the machine, we're going to do a zigzag stitch all the way around this outside edge. So let's go to the machine. To do our coaster, we're going to need to stitch a zigzag all the way around the edge. So the first thing we need to do is set up our machine for a zigzag. You first need to find your stitch selector, and you usually on a machine you have your stitches listed over here on the side or across the top, depending on your particular machine. But there's some place that you can select which one. Mine is a manual machine, so I have an actual physical dial. If you have a digital or a computerized machine, it's usually a push of a button. But mine zigzag is a C. So I turn this dial to a C. And then the other things we want to adjust are our stitch length, which means how close our zigzags are to each other. And that dial is down here, and I want mine pretty tight, so I'm going to put it between a 1 and a 2, so about a 1.5. Then the last thing we need to do is the width, and typically you have a dial or some area of your machine that kind of has a design that looks like this, and that shows you this is a straight stitch, and then if you go to zigzag, how wide the zigs and the zags are. So, and it goes between a 1 and a 5, and I'm going to put mine at about a 4 because I want it fairly wide when I go around that circle, because it's a little bit easier and I won't have to go around too many times. So now we'll go to the machine and stitch. Now we've set up our machine for a zigzag and we're ready to stitch. So we're going to put our project under here, and we want to just make sure that we line up the edge kind of with the inside edge here. And we may have to do some adjusting when we start our zigzag, because we need to make sure that we catch the inside and the outside. So we're going to stitch a little bit and see how I'm not catching on the outside, I'm still on the inside edge. So I'm going to shift mine over just a little bit, and that way it'll go on the outside and it'll catch my fabric. And then as you're doing a circle, you just want to kind of go slow, and you may have to lift your presser foot and adjust. But if you can go slow and just keep turning as you stitch, it will go a little faster and it is a little smoother. Move your clips as you go along, and then just be sure you're checking to make sure that it's catching the outside edge of your fabric and the inside. And it's gathered up a little bit, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lift my presser foot and adjust, and I'm going to stitch a little bit, and as I do that I'm just going to kind of stretch that fabric with my fingers and kind of get that crease out. And if it pleats a little bit, it's really no big deal. Now that I'm back to the beginning, I want to go around that one more time because it is washable, and the more you wash it, the more it'll begin to fray. So I'm going to go around one more time. And then when I get back to the beginning, I am going to back stitch. And now this project is done. And as you can see, it's reversible. And I used a contrasting thread, but you would probably want to use like a red or a black so it would wouldn't show, your stitching wouldn't show. I hope you liked today's project, the car coaster. And remember, it is reversible and it's also washable. So see you in the next one.